Hello, this is revision part 2 from the same paper.
Okay, we're just going to move on to question 5 now.
Okay, this problem involves graphs and graph plotting. And it looks slightly daunting at first. It says figure 1 shows the sketch of the curve with equation y equal f of x, where f of x is this function here, except when x is not equal to 2. Now, the curve passes through the origin and has two asymptotes, with equation y equal 1 and equation at x equal 2 are shown in this figure here. The first question is, in the space below, sketch the curve with the equation f equal f of x minus 1 and state the equation of the asymptote of this curve. To do this question, you should be familiar with the transformation of graphs. That is, f of equal x minus 1 is it corresponds to a translation. Just let me write this out. F of x minus 1 basically corresponds to a translation of the vector 1, 0 of f of x. Or if this is any number, say a, then this will be a. So what it's saying is the whole curve will be shifted by a unit, or in this case by 1 in the x direction. So very simply, the curve can be drawn straight away if you understand this property. Okay, so whereas before the asymptote is 2, now you can see the asymptote is now x equals 3. So let's draw it again, just exactly the same shape, except everything is shifted by 1 unit in the, to the right. So where it cuts the axis at the origin before, now it cuts at 1 unit in the x direction. So the curve should now looks like, oh, I made a mistake there. I tried to draw it so that the asymptote is x equal 2. It should be x equal 3. So let's do it again. Do it like this. So this is the answer to A. And as I say, state the asymptote is x equal 3. The y equal 1 asymptote remains the same because this transformation doesn't affect the value of the y-axis. Now for B, find the coordinate of the point where the curve with equation f of x minus 1 crosses the coordinate axis. Well, the first one we can see straight away is cutting the x-axis is 1, 0. This one here is 0, let's say, give you a value of b. What is b? Well, b is basically this function when x is equal to minus 1, because basically we have shifted the whole graph by 1 unit in x direction. So b is equal to minus 1 over minus 1 minus 2. Therefore, it's equal to 1/3. So the answer for this is not third. So here's the answer for both questions. So if you can answer them in this detail, you will get the full marks. Okay, we are now up to number 6 now.
Okay, this question says that we've got an arithmetic sequence with the first term A and the common difference D, and the sum of the first 10 terms is 162. We need to show that 10A plus 45D is equal to 162. First of all, because this is an arithmetic sequence, we know that to get each new term from the last one, we just add the difference D because it's arithmetic. So our first term is A, the second term you add D, so it would be A plus D. Then you add another D, so it would be A plus 2D for the third term. And then if we write a general nth term, it would be A plus n minus 1D. Because, for example, the third term, n minus 1 is equal to 2. So anyway, that's the general nth term. Okay, so now we need to consider the sum. I think the sum is a formula that you'll probably end up remembering, but I'm going to show you a way to derive it. So if we consider the sum of this sequence for the first 10 terms, it will be a plus d, which is the second term, plus a plus 2d, which is the third term, all up to the 10th term, and because that's an n minus 1, it would be n minus 1 is equal to 9. So it would be a plus 9d. Okay? And we can also write, this is exactly the same if we flip this sequence round, this sum round. So all the terms are the same, but I'm going to write this term first and the a last. So you would write a plus 9d there, plus a plus 8d, plus, and then all the way along, plus a plus d plus a. Okay. Now, if we consider adding these two sums together, then on the left-hand side we would get s plus s, which is just equal to 2s. And on this we would get, if we look at the first term, this plus a, it would be 2a plus 9d. And then the interesting thing about this is, if we look at each couple of things that we're adding up, you get 2a plus 9d for every one of them. And then, for example, we look at the last couple, it's, again, 2a plus 9d. And because we've got 10 terms, we've just got 10 lots of 2a plus 9d. So we've got 2s equals 10 times 2a plus 9d, which implies that s, which is the sum of the first 10 members of this sequence, is equal to 10 over 2, which is 5, times 2a plus 9d, which is equal to, if we multiply out the brackets, 10a plus 45d. Okay, so that's the sum of the first 10 terms, and we've just been told at the start of the question that this is equal to 162. So that's the way of showing that our the sum of the first 10 members of the sequence is equal to 162. So now we can move on to part B. It says that given also that the sixth term of the sequence is 17, we need to write down a second equation in terms of a and d. So if we go back up to the nth term here, we've got that the nth term is a plus n minus 1d. So here n is 6 because we're after the sixth term. So it would be a plus 6 minus 1d, which is equal to a plus 5d. And this is equal to 17. So there's another equation that we can write down in terms of a and 5d. Okay. So now if we move on to part C, it says find the value of a and d. So we can do this because we've now got simultaneous equations. Okay, so we've got equation 1, which we had before, which is 10a plus 45d equals 162. And equation 2, a plus 5d equals 17 from what we've just worked out. Now this is a simultaneous equation, and if we try to eliminate the d's first, then we would have to do minus 9 lots of the second equation from the first equation. So if we do equation 1 minus 9 lots of equation 2, then it would be 10a minus a is just a. 10a minus 9a is just a. And then 45d minus 9 lots of 5d would be 45d minus 45d, so that would just be 0. And then on this side we need 162 minus 9 lots of 17, which is equal to 162 minus 153, which is equal to 9. So a is equal to 9. Now to find out the value of d, we just plug it into one of the equations. I'll choose equation 2. So we've got 9 plus 5d from this equation here is equal to 17, which implies that 5d is equal to 8, which implies that d is equal to 8 over 5. So that gives you the answer to the whole of the question.